Girls have been outperforming boys in the school setting for years, and there's legitimate concern about this gender gap that boys aren't graduating from high school at the same rates or pursuing and completing higher education at similar rates. But that framework for seeking solutions often positions the real struggles of boys and men as somehow antithetical to the goals of gender equity and to the opportunities for individuals across gender identity. A 2020 paper challenges this framework, finding that across 74 countries studied, greater gender egalitarian values are actually associated with the improved academic performance of boys relative to girls. And this pattern held true across science, math, and even reading, where boys notoriously underperform girls on average. Gender egalitarian values refer to a society's underlying values around gender equality. That is, their cultural attitudes around gender identity. Are women and men equally important? Are they equally competent? Should they have the same rights? The more egalitarian the cultural values, the improved academic performance of boys relative to girls. Researchers point to the way cultural values can really shape expectations of parents and teachers and peers. For example, if the societal norms of masculinity dictate that the engagement in school and studying is somehow uncool or not masculine, that in turn can affect boys' behavior and their relative performance. It's just one of the ways that gender egalitarian values also serve to benefit boys and men and individuals across gender identity.
So we have been talking about the need for there to be more men in the heal professions. I read Richard Reeves' books, and he's talking about getting more men into the heal professions, healthcare, education, administration, and literacy. And it's definitely needed, but in reality, in real life reality, the professions that are dominated by women are underpaid and undervalued. So I doubt that we ever really see a bunch of men clamoring to get into these fields. Let's be real. And, we are seeing what is happening when there are not enough men in these professions. And we definitely need to see more men in the teaching profession. Now, this was a Reddit thread in a teacher forum. And it is very interesting to see the shift that is coming. And we can use this to kind of foreshadow where things are going to be. The gulf is going to continue to widen. So this is what this teacher says. Is there anyone else seeing the girls crushing the boys right now? In literally everything. So this is what she says. We just had our first student council meeting. In order to become a part, you had to submit a 1 to 2 paragraph explanation for why you wanted to join. The council handles tech club, garden club, art club, etc. The kids are 11 to 12 years old. There were 46 girls and 5 boys. Among the 5 boys, 2 were very much besties with a group of girls. So in a stereotypical description sense, there were 3 non-girl connected boys. My heart broke to see it a little bit. The boys' representation has been falling year over year, and we are talking by grade 5. Am I just a coincidence case in this data point? Is anyone else seeing the girls absolutely demolish the boys right now? Is this a problem we need to be addressing? This also shouldn't be a debate about people over 18. I'm literally talking about children who grew up in the modern Title IX society with working and educated mothers. The boys are straight up Peter Panning right now. It's likely they are becoming lost. So this post, when I took these screenshots this morning, had over 4,000 comments, over 4,000. So people are really kind of passionate about what's going on right now. So this commenter says, I wonder if some of it is because of the rise of the toxic online spaces and ideologies that recruit teenage boys. Very misogynistic ideas. They encourage shitty behavior, though I also think a good chunk of it is that many parents spend less time actively parenting their sons. They are afraid of what can happen to their daughters, but they can expect their sons will be able to avoid bad influences and general dangers without guidance or supervision. I do believe that some of this rise in online discourse that's going back and forth and negative is impacting people, but I don't know how to fix this other than it's going to take a societal shift because we do need more positive male influences in these type of positions. But how are we going to do that when the pay for teachers is so low? no men in general are not going to accept the teacher pay that women typically accept. And more women are actually walking away from the teacher profession and not actually even signing up for education majors. The sign up for education majors is going down as well. So this person says, we need more male teachers. At the school I substituted, there were literally 2 male teachers, not including me, out of dozens of teachers at the school. And this person says, I work at an elementary school. There are no male teachers. There's me and another man in special education, the vice president and a counselor, but most students really don't interact with any of us all year. So we need to be addressing why this is. If people really don't believe that systemic sexism is a thing, just like many people don't believe that systemic racism is a thing, that is what is preventing teachers from making more money. Because for whatever reason, these professions that are dominated by women, folks think that women shouldn't get paid enough for what they do. And so that by nature impacts the men that would come in, because what man is going to take these jobs that women are not even able to fully support themselves with? So this person says, my buddy is in elementary education. He feels guys get railroaded for not having nice, crafty bulletin boards. The female dominant culture drives him out. The 2 other male elementary education majors dropped the major because they got frustrated by the culture. Also, boys are treated like predators too often. They don't know who they are, but it isn't good from age 8 to 18. That is where the message culture sends them. Then we expect too little out of them at the same time. This becomes the point of the men need to be mentoring the boys, but they also have to create these organizations that are set up for boys and young men. But I honestly don't know what the answer is. I do know that things need to change because we have seen the numbers, we've seen the data that girls are out enrolling boys when it comes to college, and the gulf is going to continue to widen if we're not addressing it in elementary school, if we're not addressing it before these kids become teenagers, because the gulf will just continue to widen. And if it's this bad at 10 and 11, it's going to get worse by the time they're teens and actually graduate high school. You guys let me know what you see. Like I said, this Reddit thread is very, very active. It's getting a lot of play. In it, you're starting to see some of the guys come in and talk about feminist culture and education and all of that good stuff. I don't believe that that is going to be helpful, because it's not talking about how you change that culture and bring more men in. And you're not going to bring more men in until the money reflects what men will actually accept for a profession. But you guys go ahead and weigh in. Let me know what you think about education and where we're seeing society shift to. Like, comment, share, and if you like my videos, my posts, go ahead and hit follow.